Dan Illman and Matt Bernier taking a look at Monday's co-feature race at Laurel. It's a makeup Monday card at Laurel. Race number 8's the Dave's Friend for some salty sprinters. And if you want to bet that race from home, no better place than if you sign up to DRF Bets, because that's a pretty good deal. $200 free bet, no deposit required. DRF.com/join, promo code FREEBET09. Here's the field for the Dave's Friend, and our good friend Jim Dunleavy's been reporting that there might be some changes in here. It appears that Recruiting Ready is sick of waiting. He's going back to Florida. He probably won't compete in this race. And one other horse, a Fleet Willie, who was turning back in big form. It looks like he is on the fence.
Yeah, and those are two major contenders in here. We know Recruiting Ready, when he's at his best, he can certainly win a race like this. And a Fleet Willie, I'll tell you what, a Fleet Willie is in just absolute razor-sharp form right now. So if he is coming out of this race, all of a sudden the door is open for someone else.
Let's talk about some New York Invaders to start with, beginning with the number 5. Great Stuff, one of your sons.
Yeah, I like him.
Great Stuff punches on in his last couple of races for David Jacobson. Last 3 Beyer speed figures, 98, 95, 94 respectively. Takes him some time to change leads in the stretch, but this is a horse, you give him some pace, he'll pop.
I still don't know that 6 furlongs works for him.
I agree. I like him at 7.
Yeah, he'd stretch him out just a little bit, and I know it's easier said than done. You got to find spots, but I mean, this is an honest horse. He's going to show up. He's going to run his race. I don't think he loved the wet track last time, and he still ran well in spite of it. I think he's an honest horse. He's going to show up and run. I don't love 6 furlongs.
Is this a spot for Ready for Rye?
Probably.
Only got beat 3 lengths by the good Star Walking Dude last time out in the Grade 3 Fall Highway. For me, he's just maddeningly inconsistent. There are times when he just doesn't really show up with his best performance. If this track is wet, though, upgrade him big time.
Oh, yeah, in a giant way. I look at him and say, you know what, I like the fact that he's relatively honest, where when he's thrown to the wolves, guess what? He falls apart. When he's put in positions like this, he can make hay. I think he's a nice horse.
And he's got good tactical speed. You know he's going to be in a good spot no matter what the pace scenario. The 10 Chivarelli, this horse has got some back class. We were at the Aqueduct on November the 18th, and Chivarelli ran off and hid to the tune of a 98 Beyer speed figure. Tom Morley was thinking about wheeling him back in a week for the Fall Highway, pumped on the brakes, found this spot instead. He runs that 98 Beyer. He's going to the winner's circle.
100%.
I'm not sure he's going to run that race against tougher horses.
The other thing, too, and he was never a loser. He did pop back to his left lead, which I didn't love the way that he finished at the end. Belita Boys, the runner-up, came back to earn an 86 in the next start. 4th place finisher, earned a next out winner with an 84. All I will say is, claiming off of Rudy from Aqueduct, I find it hard to believe you're going to get exactly what you had before, because this is Rudy.
And that was Rudy when he was on fire.
He was cranking out 60% or something crazy like that. So I think Chivarelli is certainly a major player in here. I would expect him to take a small step backward from what we saw at Aqueduct.
Awesome Banner, multiple stakes winner, Grade 1 placed, but you look at his last 2 races and the question has to be, can he run anymore?
I know. I don't know. I wonder if they threw him to the deep end too many times, because I just can't see him getting it done.
One of the more fascinating runners in this race is the number 1. El Harib, who was a top early season 3-year-old in 2017, knocking off the Jerome and the Withers at distances that you could argue at that point were a little bit far for him. Unfortunately for El Harib and his connections, he got hurt after bombing as the 2-5 favorite in the Grade 3 Gotham. He came back, and I thought that was kind of a strenuous race for him off of the long layoff, because he kind of rushed up to battle for the lead. I think it was a nice tightener. I think he might need one more before he pops his best shot, though.
If you pay attention to Laurel, if you believe that the inside is always just sort of a dead-ish rail, I mean, that's basically where he was for the duration of that run. I don't think he was embarrassed. You've had a couple of horses come back and run respectable. I agree with you. I don't think he's completely without a chance. Maybe he does need one more.
Let's see where he is and some of the others are from a Timeform US pace projector, and that red bar indicates that this pace is going to be fast. LRE might have to do it from mid-pack. He's the number 1. Favorite Tail, he is just wickedly fast. Favorite Tail, when he is right, is capable of giant races. The problem is, after finishing 3rd in the 2015 Breeders' Cup Sprint and then winning the Fabulous Strike, infrequent, inconsistent, you could argue he's getting long in the tooth.
Well, the other thing, too, is, that most recent run, the Fabulous Strike, now, look, we flying, nice horse for Jacobson, but he doesn't want to go a step past 5.5 or 6. That race happened to be at 6, and he was on a friendly speed track. Still, at the end of the day, the old Favorite Tail wins that race by 7. I don't think he can do it anymore.
To be fair, I think Timeform US is a lot more than Beyer, but if he gets hooked up in a duel, I'm just not sure he's going to be able, in the form he's in right now, to hold on. Never Gone South, the number 4. I've always been a fan of Never Gone South. I kind of think he's in tough in this spot. To me, right now, he's kind of an optional claiming allowance horse. But last time out, it was an off-the-turf race. That Jaguar paws. He's on fire.
Yeah.
Second in an optional claimer on dirt with an 89, and I didn't see what was coming after that. Second in the turf dash at Tampa with a 94, so that was a legitimately good race. he's got to run his best. He needs things to happen and really break his way.
I was going to say, he's going to need some serious hitting going on, and him being able to sit a length or two off of it and then have some of the other closers just not show up with a run.
I think Irish Colonel's got a shot in here.
Sure.
He popped a 97 Beyer speed figure, 2 back at 6, coming from well off the pace. Pace projector says his running style works here. Last time out, that Someday Jones is a good horse.
Yeah, of course.
And he was coming off of a long layoff, and he beat Irish Colonel, and the horse that ran 5th in that race, Bridget's Big Love, he's no bum either. He came back to run a good second in the Jennings behind John Jones, popped a 90 Beyer speed figure. Irish Colonel, I think, sneaking under the radar. You look, you see no stakes races on his record.
Yeah.
That ensures a good price.
I was going to say, look, he ran very well in that most recent start at Park's. Also worth noting, that was basically in a blizzard where you could hardly see anything. The rail opened up. He did get a dream run, but I love the way that he finished. And if you believe the pace projector and you're going to have some barbecue up front, you're right, he's going to come on.
Top selections for us in the Dave's Friend Stakes race number 8, Prices.
Bombs,
Everybody
baby.
loves Prices. Struth 6-1 on the line. I think he drifts because a lot of folks are going to look at the field he beat last time out in the Howard M. Bender and go, well, maybe that runner-up Lewis field has got some potential, but the horses that have run back out of that race so far, terrible. Plus, Struth might get cooked on the lead. I think it is worth noting, though, that he has sat and finished in the past. He has a comfortable outside post where I think he could be sitting 3rd or 4th. There's a big question as to how good he is. I would need every bit of 7 or 8 to 1.
You might get every bit of that. My only concern was what you had laid out. The field that he beat so far hasn't come back that good, but boy, he never looked like a loser. He finished really well. Thought it was a good effort. If he can sit successfully on the outside, I think he's going to work out a decent enough trip, and I think he's got a puncher's chance.
I really like your opinion in this race, not only because he's 20-1, but I think he's a really interesting 20-1. You and I have pretty much been saying about Fellowship since day one. He is a late-running sprinter. But you know something? He's such a hard trier that he's run some good races at longer distances, 3rd in the Holy Bull, 3rd in the Fountain Youth, 3rd in the Florida Derby, that the connections, rightfully, that's where the money is. They try to go long. I think they've now realized, let's cut him back in a race with pace. Voila.
When I go through, and it sounds like a Fleet Willie's not going to go here, but I also see Discreet Lover, who's no bum. He shows up, he runs good races. I see
two
Cuban Brothers R.U., who won one of the Claiming Crown races down at Gulfstream. Fear the Cowboy, Mind Your Biscuits, Awesome Slew, Tommy Macho, Roy H., Stall Walking Dude, Shaman Ghost, Whitmore. I mean, okay, guess what? We're facing a world of different animal here. My whole thing is he's the epitome of a dirtied up horse because his run in the True North, he finished 4th. He was down on the inside. If you remember, inside wasn't where he wanted to be. I thought he ran just fine there. If he runs the True North, I think he's going to win the race. He's going to be 30-1. The other thing, too, just sort of I don't know if there's any truth to this. I would just kind of look at this and say, you know what, here we are talking about Awesome Banner. How can he run anymore? Awesome Banner does his running forward. There's other speed in here, owned by the same connections, trained by the same connections.
Rabbit.
I'm not saying full-blown Rabbit, but wouldn't surprise me if you see Awesome Banner sent and Fellowship just tries to take back and make one run.
You're obviously going to bet him to win at a giant price, but the question I have for you is how do you construct your other exotics in here? Because I think you don't want to see a horse like this run 2nd at 30-1 to a fairly logical horse and you cash nothing. How do you construct your tickets in a race like this?
For me, most of it would be a win wager on him. Again, you're not going to need to bet a lot to get a decent return, but then for me, the sort of more logical, they're ready for Rise of the World, the Great Stuffs of the world. If for some reason a Fleet Willie goes here, him as well, I want those horses in first and then Fellowship underneath. And if I want to even get aggressive, trifecta, superfecta, keying him, knowing that I think he's going to come with a run. If he's good enough or not, we'll find out. But I think he is just dirtier than dirty.
Top 4 for the fan again.
8, 7, 5, 10.
9, 10, 7, 5 for me. Hoping Struth can take a little bit of a step up in the $100,000 Dave's Friend Stakes. If you're playing Matt's Pick Fellowship, looking to score, $200 free bet, no deposit required when you join DRF Bets at drf.com/join. Promo code FREEBET09. Approximate post time for the Dave's Friend on Monday afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern. Good luck.